is Michele Beiny. I'm a European porcelain dealer specializing in English and continental porcelain of the 18th century, of the 19th century, and then of contemporary ceramics and glass from living American makers. So I'm the third generation of a family of antique dealers. My grandfather started the Antique Porcelain Company in London in 1945 as the war ended. He was a refugee from Germany, and where he had worked as a lawyer, and when he came to England he didn't have the language and he couldn't obviously work as a lawyer. It was a different legal system, and he decided to make his passion into his work and became an art dealer. He opened a gallery in 1946 in Bond Street in London. Then he moved to New York in 1957, at which point my mother took over the gallery in London, and in 1972 he opened in Zurich as well. So we had three branches of this firm of antiques, and then sadly he passed away quite young in 1976, and my mother took over the running of the gallery. I thought I would avoid the family business and wanted to become a lawyer myself, and I graduated from law school in the UK, and was then brought into the business by Nelson Rockefeller, who actually was a family friend, had collected a lot from my grandfather and from my mother, and he had just retired from politics. He was no longer vice president of the United States. He was going to devote the rest of his life to his antique collection, his art collections, and he asked me to come and help him in my capacity of being a young attorney, but I also had languages and I also had this big background in art. And he was going to make reproductions of the pieces in his collection. He was going to publish books about his collection, but sadly he only lived for a year after I started working for him, at which point I had decided I loved living in New York and that I did love the art world, and I was seduced into the family business. And spent a few years there until I opened my own gallery in 1986, just sort of concentrating my speciality into porcelain. I work by appointment in New York from my townhouse, and happy to have visitors whenever you care to come and see me.